The obvious truth, guys. I'm gonna make a conference tomorrow because look at me, I got like bed bugs, memory from New York City. This is so obvious, guys, that first I had a dream. I had a dream about Ukraine 2 years ago, just 1 month before the war in Ukraine started. And there was some underground trafficking going on and someone calling for help, a woman, right? An alien woman. And after that, the conflict started, and right away, they started sending funds and weapons. And Joe Biden, it's not Joe Biden, it's not Kamala Harris, because I know these people have sincere compassion and they want to do good, but these are the people who stood up against the pharmaceutical lobbies, right? And many times Joe Biden evidenced through his posts and his communication campaign the abuse of the gun industry. They're the first people who tried to put at least some laws against the gun monopoly, which who makes the most money right now in the world? Who is laughing happy? Who benefits from the wars? Who benefits from COVID? And you'll find it. Okay, so how did they turn the UN into funding and sending $8 billion to Ukraine, $8 billion to Israel to finance the wars? While, okay, terrorism, I've said it many times, the terrorism in Israel is something different than Russia. Russian officials were there at the United Nations. What the heck are you doing? You had Russian officials right there in the same room as Zelensky. And you guys couldn't take advantage of this moment to have them, lock them up in a room and negotiate peace instead of negotiating more missiles and more attacks. And now they're all gearing up to sponsor the war. This is unacceptable. And now Kamala selling you the exact same speech that was sold by Biden. It's obvious that she has extreme amount of pressure. That's not her policy. It's pretty much you say this and you shut your mouth, or we're gonna kill you. If you want to win the campaign, you do what we tell you. But that is not politics. Okay, that's corruption. That is straight corruption. I'm sorry, I had a bad feeling about Ukraine since the beginning. This is a whole conspiracy. So yes, maybe there is an attack by Putin, but not all of his arguments are wrong. Okay, there is corruption in the West. Most of the time when they're accusing Putin of planning to send missiles and nuclear attacks in Ukraine, that was wrong. That were a fake statement that Putin said many times he was not doing that. So right now the media, what are they saying? Yeah, I look like a crazy person, but this stuff is actually driving me crazy. And this is what they want. They're playing cognitive dissonance, all right? It's giving you different information left and right. So your brain goes crazy, and whatever solution we serve you on a plate, people are going to accept it. Okay, so yes, Kamala, you're really good at making speeches, and she's strong, she's standing strong. Amongst all these men, maybe she thinks that after she wins, she's going to be able to do more, but we also need to be there with her and support, because that is not her speech. I'm sorry, that's not her speech. And so cognitive dissonance. One day Putin is the victim, okay, so that's good because it opens up room for negotiation. If he's no longer this awful criminal that launched this brutal attacks against Ukraine, now maybe we can open the room for negotiation with him, okay? So one day Putin is the victim, another day Zelensky is the victim, one day the attacks on Lebanon are horrible, the next day the attacks on Lebanon is because we were trying to target missiles that were hidden there next to schools and hospitals. Like, the media are just driving us crazy just so we can eat that pill of sending $16 billion to finance weapons. Okay, and who's here laughing? Those who build them. In the meanwhile, we're here making a whole summit about climate change when all you could do is give $8 billion and you would solve the complete problem of the plastic in the ocean for good cause, that actually the United Nations, they're hosting a whole summit for you all, and you're just mocking everybody. You're mocking your citizens, you're making your host, you're mocking the media. Even Zelensky, he was like, oh, I'm gonna go to the United States and offer my victory plan to both of the candidates, Trump and Kamala Harris. I'm sorry, Trump is not in power right now. This is not the president of the United States. Who has been supporting your victory plan since the beginning? It's Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Not even one single word for her campaign. They were just live 5 minutes ago. Didn't even say vice president, and we hope to continue this collaboration longer after you're elected president. You've been doing such great work. No, it's just thank you for the money, thank you for the weapon. Vice president, let's remind everybody she's the vice president. That's crazy. Reciprocity, guys. This is what's been killing the network. And yes, I say the truth. Sometimes I criticize Kamala Harris. Sometimes I criticize the Democrats. But I'm not even talking about Trump, because for me, that's not even an option. If I'm here yelling about the Democratic Party or offering solutions, because we're relentlessly trying to make it better and discuss the solutions that are going to change the world and reach peace, and offering to work with SpaceX and use that as a trading currency, right, against the removal of the nuclear weapons. Why am I saying that? Why would I sell amazing technology to Russia, the big enemy? Because I know he's obsessed with technology. He's obsessed with aviation. He's obsessed with all these weapons. So what do you want? How do you want to convince someone who you cannot convince? Look for what they're passionate about and give them that, okay? And then, so he can redirect his focus from the land in Ukraine to having Olympic Games. The Olympics is what renewed the cooperation with France. The Olympic Games is what linked all the people, who brought all the people to the light. Okay, so why not starting again with the new generation technology, which is the space exploration that everybody's passionate about right now? Elon Musk, that's been revolutionizing all the industry. And by the way, I love him. I love his story, because how they blew up rockets, how the amount of millions of dollars that he invested in his companies and blowing up rocket. Can you imagine how you must have been looked at by the other industries? How shameful, how feeling like an imposter, how many times he's been probably the black sheep of the family. And now that he's successful and that everybody admires him, now he's about to go save NASA's astronaut that are stuck on the International Space Station. So people like that, first, what led them through everything? Persistence. Okay, believing so much in what they're saying that no matter how ridiculed they have been, how many failures they've been through, they keep going. And not just the mindset of persistence and being a visionary, but also these are the people who've been through the paperwork, the administrations, the challenges, all the stuff that life throws at you, that the government throw at you. They are the people who've been through all that. That's why they're expert. And they can now be at the government. They can be advisors. They can sell and send trainings all around the world. This is why I'm so admirative. It's not that I'm just like, oh, millionaires or rich people because they give me your money. It's just I'm admirative of people who go through the grinds and are becoming expert at what they're doing, because it inspires us to do the same, that it is possible. And this why Tony Robbins and all the networks, they've been able to go from middle class to become wealthy. And this is what people want. I don't want to. Yes, I'm so grateful. This is the basic, like the loan, the national debt relief, all the helps I've received from the government. This is the basics. That's why we need Kamala, because we need social rights. We need social measures. Like in France, we have help for housing. We have help for child support. We have all kind of help we don't pay for universities and stuff like that. So we need Kamala because that's her specialty, to help the poor people, or the people when you're going through difficulties and stuff like that, to go through it. But we also want the dream. For me, many people, I know what you think. She has a house, she has a job, she eats every day. What is she complaining about? I'm complaining that first off, I have all that, but with a deadline, so you can't really appreciate what you have when you know there is a deadline and you have to fight every day. Otherwise, you're not be able to keep it. But it's also that I don't want to live a life where I'm limited. If I want to do, I'm always alone. I don't have much friends here. I have maybe 2 friends. All my network is online. So if I was in France, I would do the same thing. But I would have my mom, my dad, my grandma. Imagine I'm not even seeing my grandma. I'm staying here because I believed in you guys. I believe in this network so much. That's why I stayed in the US. I believed in publishing my art here, publishing my book, and working with the United Nations and building spaceships and building the network with the mastermind. I believe in that much. This so much. I've been by myself for 5 years. I'm about to shoot myself. I imagine never have a friend because I don't have money to invite friends over. Barely have any money to travel. Every time I travel is to go to you guys' event, and you all leave me at the door, except for Billy Carson, the only person who actually welcomed everybody to his event, like real friends and family. So I don't want a life of mediocrity where you're just able to have a paycheck to end up at zero at the end of the month, and yes, you have an okay life, but I want the dream. And I think that's what people want. They want the American dream. We're tired of hearing about immigration and little people and little problems, because we're all in these problems. We want a dream. We want what is my next level? What can I accomplish? How can I become that amazing person, an expert to something, and wealthy and beautiful, and having amazing networks to like-minded people that all together we unlock possibilities everywhere. There's no limit. I can call Putin tomorrow, give me a badge from the United Nations or from SpaceX. Trust me, they're gonna answer. They already answer, and I'm nobody, So when you have the badge and the laws that are behind you, then you can say, okay, we're gonna do that. We're gonna change the world. You can negotiate peace. You can already. Okay, we just have to have a strong network that is everywhere to say, we're not coping up with this crap of blackmailing a prospect candidate for presidency in the United States because they're making billions of dollars out of our taxes. Okay, why is it that people who carry weapons are able to afford a mortgage, and people who carry children, I will never get a chance? Okay, a single person in the United States, teachers like me, a teacher, a woman who's working her butt off every day, raises her child, is a teacher raising your children, will never ever get a chance to have a mortgage. But the people, the military service member, they carry weapons, they sponsor the wars, we give them mortgages? Really? And I'm not against the military, because I'm all about it, and I'm the first person who says that the military should become a peace force. Trust me, when they're gonna send your husband to war, you're not that excited about being in the military, okay? This is true service. We need these people to protect us. We're happy when they go all around the world to help us. But it should become a humanitarian force, environmental and leading technology for the best, not for the worse. Okay, and the military, the rules they put on them, like all the vaccines, they all had like 5 shots of COVID shots during COVID and stuff. That everybody wants a change, a radical change right now against the pharmaceutical lobbies, against the gun industry. They're sending your husbands, your sons, your brothers there to fight for a war that nobody cares about. So, I mean, except the people who suffer it, right? So anyways, that just drives me crazy. We're trying to help you. You have people that are so committed and involved, so please let us in so we can take part. We can become a part of it. We can make this network so strong that we have each other back. Nobody's going to come at you once Tony Robbins is there and Kamala, you need that. The network that they have is all around the world. Okay, we need this is an infestation right now. This is an infestation. It's everywhere. All the politicians, it's like, of course, give me some millions of dollars. Maybe that's okay. If maybe that's okay. If there's some people on the other side of the world that get killed, I don't know them. They're not my family. They're not my. But what if it was you? What if it was you? And this is one of the things that maybe I'm grateful for when about the stuff that happened to me with the terrorists coming here and being so scared for my son and my family, and that ruined my reputation for 2 years, and then after that other people just blocked me, but now I know how it feels. I know how it feels to be victim of an injustice. We have to fight for that. I'm not okay with supporting Ukraine right now. I'm sorry. Yes, okay, there is a brutal invasion by Russia. Other people are watching. Put them in a room and let them discuss and come to an agreement. Offer something that they both want. Ukraine, he wants peace in his people. Offer Russian something else to focus on, and that is going to reconnect the whole world. That's it. That's the solution. I'm telling you. Okay? Who's the only loser in the game? The weapon industry. That's why I don't want to lose. Everybody else is losing. Wow. Whew. Guys, I'm so mad these days. I'm so mad. I can't just live my life. I see that. I can't just live my life. I wish I would just watch movies this weekend with my son and just do my lesson plans for my students. And even that, I told my students the other day, I was like, hey guys, I hope you're voting for Kamala Harris, because if Trump gets elected, bye guys. Okay, so that's crazy. My babies, I love them. Like, that's crazy. In January, they couldn't even speak one word of English. And now we have full conversations in English. They're so smart. And these kids, right now, they're the problem of society, right? Because immigration, here in 10 years, they're going to be the ones who are bilingual, and they're going to be the strengths of the marketplace. Okay, so you have to have a long-term vision as well. They're bringing their workforce from Mexico, all these ancestors of noble civilizations like the Incas, the Mayas. Why are they builders? Why are they all construction workers? Because this is in their blood. They're builders. They build the pyramids. They build the Mayan pyramids, the sacred Inca empire, sacred construction and stuff like that. I want the same thing. I want to see beautiful things. I'm tired of seeing this concrete and blocks everywhere and everything is the same. We need to have their little tiendas and colors in the street and all of that. So, well, I was going to say just a 5 minutes video. Maybe I'll make another one tomorrow, but that's crazy what's going on. So, of course, I support Kamala, but right now you guys are so stubborn. I think, of course, it's not just her deciding. There's people writing speeches, there's people putting pressure, but right now you're taking the risk to lose the elections because it's tied. There's a lot of people that are tired of it, and they're ready to vote for Trump because he says he's against the system. They don't even know what they're voting for. Like I said before, if you're the typical family with no problem, okay, Trump is not going to be that bad for you. But if you're a minority, who is minority? Hispanics, Black people, immigrants, single moms, disabled people, veterans, young women who get pregnant. Who is the minority? Everybody's a minority. Gay people, everybody's a minority nowadays. Culture is everywhere. Everyone is special. So, they don't know what they're getting into. Kamala, she needs to bring in the corporate side to the campaign, so more people identify and make them dream a little bit. Okay, of course, I believe that all was staged. Trump's shootings, it's all staged. Everything is staged. You really think they can have a shooter going to a thing that even go to a freaking movie theater? They watch your bags. You think you can go to a presidential rally and bring a weapon in there? Of course it was staged. It's crazy. All right, guys. Well, I hope you have a great evening. I promise next time I will have makeup on and wash my hair. Okay, but right now we have Kim for the beauty. Okay, you want beauty? Go see Kim Kardashian, Khloe Kardashian. You ladies, you make me dream every day. So beautiful. Okay, I'm the brain of the operations. Okay, so listen to me. All right, guys. Love you all. Have a great evening.